name is Revulagadda, and I'm here to present to you today why too many kids go to college. It is outrageous to deprive anyone from an education. Everyone most fully deserves to educate themselves as much as they can, learn as much as they can, and to continue that education as far as they want to. And many choose to do so by attending college. However, is college an absolute good? In this presentation, I ask that you, the audience, think about what made you go to college. What is it that you want to do, and was attending a four-year institution such as Seton Hall necessary to attain your goal? Was there any other way you could have gotten to where you want to be, or where you want to be to attain that goal? The seduction of college being absolute good is driving too many young people into college institutions. This consequently deteriorates or diminishes the quality of higher education and drives many of these young people into a much avoidable debt. The relevance of this topic actually comes in a very important time of the education system. Right about now, many young people are preparing to graduate high school and deciding what or whether to attend college in the fall, and then at the same time, people who are in college, their first year perhaps, are wrapping up or starting finals and making the decision whether to change majors or to change schools or even to return to school in the following term. So to review my presentation, I'll provide 3 points. First, that America's love affair with college is way too expensive. Secondly, attending college and the economic return is not always reciprocated in the actual workforce. And thirdly, the diminishing quality of higher education. My credibility arises from the fact that I'm a first-year college student myself. I lived through and experienced both the academic and financial stress of attending college. Aside from that, the research I have gathered comes from 2 sociologists, Richard Aram and Josipa Roxa, also multiple reports and readings from the Wall Street Journal, U.S. News, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So in my first point, the expense of America's love affair with college. In the debate presented Intelligence Squared, Too Many Kids Go to College, James O'Neill, co-founder of the Field Foundation, provides the fact that college costs in the United States have increased by a factor of 10 since 1980. College tuition inflation has increased more than medical bills and the cost of living. The cost of living entails housing, groceries, gas, things of that nature. Student loan debt in the United States is currently at about $1 trillion, and it surpasses both credit card debt and mortgage debt in the United States. Not only, in addition to these facts, student loan debt is the only type of debt in the United States that cannot be assumed by bankruptcy. In other words, the student loan debt that you acquire as an undergrad follows you throughout your whole entire life, not even taking in consideration any loans that you may take out in your master's and PhD programs. Those loans and those debts follow you throughout your whole entire life. And having these outstanding loans also puts a dent in your credit, which can put you in a risk situation when you try to make future financial endeavors such as buying a house or buying a car. So in this graph displays the inflationary rates of college tuition in comparison to medical bills, which is in red, general cost or cost of living in blue, and then college tuition is in the green. And as you can see, the green line, college tuition, has increased at a steeper and at a higher rate than the other 2 categories. And this is an important fact to think of, because when you are in high school at the secondary level of education, young people are often encouraged to work hard in school and extracurriculars to attain scholarships and grants, which are very, very helpful in the process of paying for college. But since college is so expensive, it's a very serious discussion that families need to have, and it doesn't cover everything. I myself have acquired scholarships through my own hard work, that helped cover most of my first year or my freshman year of college, but the remaining 3 years honestly is up in the air between my family and I, and it's a very huge discussion that we need to have. Secondly, due to the economic climate of the nation, wages, even amongst college students, have remained stagnant. The economic times now are not like the economic times in the 1970s and 1980s, when once a young person graduates, they go out into the world and employers are flocking to them with all these generous job offers. It's not the same. In fact, since the millennium, about 2000, it's been much harder and harder for college graduates to find jobs. According to the article, Wage Stagnation Among College Graduates by Kimberly Wedding and Will Kimball, unemployment costs amongst college graduates in the class of 2014 is currently at about 8.5% in comparison to 5.5% in 2007. So it's only been 7 years, and with that fact, you can see a great increase of unemployment among college graduates. So in this graph from the Bureau, this is not from the Bureau, this is from the Economic Policy Institute. The navy blue line on the top is the wages of men, and the sky blue line at the bottom is the wages of women, and then the dark blue in the middle is just like an average of both groups, and you can see the kind of downward turn of wages of men and women from 2000 to 2013. But important to note is the areas of gray. Those areas are serious economic recession times, so it would make sense that if the graph is a little out of whack in that area, because obviously the economy is very unstable in a recession time. But in the other areas of the graph, like examining 2010 to 2012, in both men and women, there has been a decrease in the wages. Furthermore, with the uneven reciprocation of college costs and wages in the workforce, the Labor Department says that roughly 1 in 3 college graduates are in jobs or working jobs that require less than a bachelor's degree. In fact, many degree holders are working a minimum wage job due to a stagnant job market. So this graph from the Bureau of Labor Statistics is just a visual representation of that from 2003 to 2013, and you can see a very high increase of the number of people working in minimum wage from about 2009 to 2012. There's been a great increase of people working minimum wage, even though that they have a bachelor's. And what makes this so detrimental, not only to the individual, is that experts call it cyclical downgrading. And what this cyclical downgrading does, it inhibits the person's earning potential for up to 10 years. So it harms the person, and then it harms our whole society or economic system, in that now that there's an even distribution of skills. We have people, say, working in food service who actually have the skills of being managers of, say, food companies. Like you'll have someone working in the actual McDonald's restaurants when they actually have the skills to work at a McDonald's corporate office. And then in my third point, it's that as college costs are going up and up, the quality of college education is not actually increasing. In the statistic, about 40% of full-time students fail to obtain a bachelor or a 4-year degree even within 6 years. Many professionals believe that a bachelor's degree holds little value in the workforce, with the exceptions of hard mathematics and hard sciences such as physics and chemistry. So in the study by these two sociologists, Richard Aram and Josepha Roxa, they published this study actually in the book called Academically Adrift: Limited Learning on College study on about 2,300 college students, and these students came from an array of colleges and universities. So when I say array, I mean from the top Ivy Leagues to the basic state level college, and it gave them an assessment testing them on critical thinking, complex reasoning, and writing. This assessment was given to them multiple times at the end of their first semester, at the end of their sophomore year, and then at the end of their fourth year or their senior or last year of their bachelor education. And it was found that 45% of the participants did not improve over the 2 years of college, and 36% did not improve over their 4 years of college. And in that study as well, they asked or they polled students of how much time they spend on actual studies, and only 9% of that time is what they use. So in this study and in this graph, we see that students are going to college, yes, and they're paying a very handsome amount of college, which is also a given, but is what they're learning and how they're learning it, how they're retaining it, actually correlating to the handsome amount that they are spending on their education. So to preview, America's love affair with college is way too expensive. Secondly, the economic or the financial reciprocation of a college education cost and what you actually get in the workforce is not reciprocated. And then thirdly, the quality of education is not improving. So in conclusion, college is not necessarily an absolute good, and we should not continue ensuring to our students that a college education is the only way to be successful and gain any